Alright, so we're back with Kaifa on our Saladin's Legacy campaign, achievement campaign, I guess. And right as I booted up to 1st of July, the Aq Qoyonlu Separatists popped 100% on the month tick, so we're going to be dealing with that. And then I've also decreased local autonomy everywhere I can, because it's very high, even with that decrease. So we'll be fighting rebels for a little bit, but hopefully getting a better economy out of it at the end. And I also, I took Admin Tech 7 a little bit close to the end of this war, so we're going to have to core up some things sort of as we go on the fly here, which is not great because it means our overextension is a little bit higher. But we have a 433 ruler, 24 should be stable for right now. Excuse me, at least for a little bit. We have no rivals, because if we rival Ajam or the Mamluks, we'll lose the Mamluks. Mamluks are rival again to the Ottomans, so that window where they weren't enemies, I guess, wow, the Mamluks have no enemies themselves. Anyway, is up now. If we rival Ajam, we'll get a minus 100 combined modifier for the Mamluks keeping our alliance. So we need more trust with the Mamluks than we currently have in order to keep it. And quite frankly, I'd rather spend that effort on the Ottomans. We did take some ducats from the Mamluks, but that's because sort of where we are right now, we want to go through Karakanlu, we want to eventually get into Ajam a little bit, and then start eating through the Mamluks as well. So we are going to turn on them eventually. So a little bit less important as an ally. But we still don't want to get rid of them. If we look at our diplomatic situation here, we're very safe right now in terms of being attacked. And that's a good place to be when you're going to have internal troubles with rebels like we are definitely going to have. We also have not yet chosen any ideas, and I'm going to take religious and defensive. The reason for this is because we have some major religion problems. 45% religious unity is absolutely horrible. And we need to push that a little bit higher. So if we got the right kind of advisor for the +2, that would be very nice, but we don't currently have it. So my hope is to get us through to the Divine Supremacy idea, +3% missionary strength, and we'll hopefully be able to bring our country a little bit to a more stable position. So let's go ahead and unpause, and they're in Tabriz, which is actually okay. Tabriz is a mountain fort, so this suits us just fine. And Ajam is going to war with Karakanlu. Ajam's going to war with Karakanlu, but they're not calling us in. We've told them that they can't. So, that's okay. I mean, they'll probably retake their cores, I imagine. They shouldn't be able to take Sinjar or Rava, which we need for our mission tree. Okay, so that's one group of rebels down. And let's see, so we're going to have some economy problems until we get the stuff cored up, really until we hit the next admin tech, get a little bit more governing cap, and can state Iraq Arabi. I don't think that's, it's not worth concentrating development there. Okay, so let's go ahead and decrease our army maintenance and mothball our forts. We'll be bringing these back up as soon as we have to for dealing with these rebels, but for right now, I want a couple months at positive. We'll go ahead and keep coring things up. And this should be a little bit reassuring, right? So if we can root out our corruption, if we can get things cored, and our corruption goes down a little bit, we'll actually be making around 3 ducats a month, and that's even with interest payments of 3.7, which is not, well, it's not great. It's not what you want, but we could be doing worse for that. The prestige hits that we've taken in this game are just absurd. I didn't know you could get that many events that just outright damage your prestige like that, but evidently you can. Let's go over, let's take a look at Shaki. I'm tempted to give out the +1 missionary strength thing here, but it is rather expensive. Okay, so we're at 80%. Let's go ahead and increase army maintenance. We're going to turn on select forts. So Diyarbakir for right now, because the noble rebels are in this area. We'll sit on Erzurum. Everything else is mountainous terrain. So this should be relatively okay for us. Shia Zealots. Okay, that's not great. Tell you what though, what we can do is we can go ahead and fight the Hisankaifa nobles now. It's a little bit risky. But, yeah, defending on a mountain, so... Okay, that could have gone worse. And now we can deal with these Shia Zealots by sitting on Shaki. Well, they'll probably pop up. It is highland terrain. And we can go up to... Miltech 8. Bonus to infantry fire, bonus to cavalry shock. We can build regimental camps, which we're not going to be building. Just because we don't have the spare money to do that right now. What do we want to do here? I don't want to keep paying all this prestige. But we do want to move more toward legalism. It's just not at that cost. So we'll accept their demands. That makes our ulema more loyal as well. Potentially allowing us to seize some land here shortly. And Shia Zealots are in Urmia, so that's the opposite of where I guessed. Let's go ahead and core up these two. Okay, everything is now coring. That's good. And we will unfortunately lose... Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate. We did lose a little bit of crown land every time something gets occupied, unless it's next to an active fort. We do lose a little bit... Oh, I didn't mean to take that one. We do lose a little bit of crown land. But that's okay. We'll be alright through that. Tell you what. Let's keep hurrying favors here. The next group is probably going to be the Sorani or the Armenian rebels, but we have a little bit of time yet, so let's do this again. Turn off our maintenance. Basically trying to get rid of these with the minimum cost to the state, which is a little bit difficult to really manage here. Okay, so which one is that? That's the Armenian. Okay, so we can turn on the fort in cars, and that gets us a little bit of security. Oh, Burgundy went with the French. Don't see that every day. Personal union under France. They are disloyal. That's something for us to watch. That would be potentially very interesting to watch. Okay, so Sorani, Shirvani, and Armenian rebels are all very close. We're going to turn the fort in cars now. Get our troops moving over to that region. That's a lot of bank loan renewals. Okay. Okay. Come on. And this is something too. So we could have gone. We still can go with economic ideas. Let's go ahead and... Can we not seize land? 96. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. The reason we're not going for economic ideas is not because they're not good. They are. But we have so many problems right now with our religion here that it's actually even more of an issue than our... Oh, so many alerts. Hold on just a second. Than our debt. Our debt, we can manage. It'll be uncomfortable, but we can manage it. Okay, Shirvani Separatists. Not sure I can get there in time. What's our army tradition? No, it's not worth getting another general. But, you know, our religious unity is so bad that it's actually causing us to be unable to maintain a... oh, sorry, hold on. 1, 2, and 3 total separatist groups popping up. Thankfully we have the fort of cars, so we'll go over to Mosul. We can't stay stable if we have, you know, plus 50% to our to our stability cost. It's going to be unfeasible. It's going to be a complete drain on our admin points, and we really can't afford that. So we have to fix that problem first. Then we can fix our income problems. So we're going in at Kirkuk against the Sorani separatists. It's gonna be quite a while before we go in on somebody else for an offensive war, I think. Our general does pass away, which is unfortunate. And that's 21,000 men on top of the fortic cars. So we'll have to see about doing something about that. We will now recruit a general. 1-3, what is that? 1-3-2-3? Very nice. It's a lot of siege bips. Won't really see much use, but that's still nice, I guess. I'm a little bit worried. We'll take that. I'm a little bit worried about going in on those 21,000 men. I wonder if we take Yerevan, if we can convince some of them to come back over and fight us at Yerevan. Or we might have to go and get the free company, but I'd really rather not do that. We'd lose, right now we're sitting at 9% army professionalism, but we'd lose 5% if we got the free company. Okay, so they're not coming over to us. Let's move over, let's retake Kartli, use the time to go back up to 19,000 men, plus they are attriting. And we can actually get another infantryman here. Actually, let's get two. Ooh, it's a very nice theologian. We can't afford, well, I can... That would be very nice for us. Although it wouldn't even solve our rebel problems. Oh man. This is a campaign. Let's do it. We can't afford it, so we'll have to see, but the additional 2 points will help us with fixing our religious problems sooner rather than later. So our interest has gone up to 4.23. Yeah, okay, maybe economic would have been a good choice, but we're going to take our 21,000 men, and yeah, we're crushing them at the fort here. Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Now we have no rebels, so wait, I have to wait until 96. Okay. Okay. Converted the heretics of Shaki. It's one step in the right direction. Let's go ahead and work on Shamaki. And let's see, the Ardabal separatists are at 80%. I'm gonna go ahead and go over there and kill them. They're only on one province, and it's a mountain. So even if we're fighting more men, it shouldn't really be a problem. We do have some manpower issues, though should be glad that we have more than negative stability, because we'd probably go into a peasants' war if we didn't. Just because our manpower is so low. Okay, that's that group taken care of. Is there any other group that we can take care of like this? Yes, so we're going to go ahead and sit on Melekits for the same reason. And if we look now at our technology, it's saying we can take first religious idea, but I'd rather get to admin tech 8 first. I think that would be a good idea. The second missionary doesn't really do us very much good when they take so long and still take a lot more money to go through things. So getting a second missionary way before we intend to do anything with getting toward that +3 missionary strength is not really that useful. So we'll take admin tech 7. Now we have additional admin cap, so we are going to delay. Oh wow, that was quite a peace deal for Jean. Very good for them. We are going to state these territories here, which will also help with our economy. We do have to look at the Iraqi separatists at 70%, but I think we're okay delaying that just for a little bit here. Oh, and right as I say that, they go to 80%. We'll move when they get it to 90. That should be okay. What I would like to do is I'd like to state these provinces and decrease their autonomy before those rebels pop. That would be ideal. May not happen though, we have a fair amount of unrest in those regions. Really the only cure for this is conversion, because Shia versus Sunni is a lot of religious unrest. Now, however, we can come in and go up to 23% crown land. It's still not great, but we will be looking for, ooh, very nice event. Oh, I'll do that. We will be looking for a chance to sell titles as soon as we get up to around 30%, just to stave off a little bit of our interest payments that are, again, just getting a little bit out of hand here. So we do need to core up Baghdad. Do that right now. And then we need Tikrit, and that'll get us this state, well, all the parts of it that we have, and that'll allow us to lower our autonomy here, but we might not be able to get there in time. We have gone to 90%, so let's bring our army down and over. And let's see, Tikrit, we need one more month without them getting to 100. And we do get there. So we'll core Tikrit. And now, I guess, yep, so we can decrease there, we can decrease here, we can decrease there. And Tikrit, good. Now even with 21,000 troops, or actually not that much in the hole, even on top of our interest payments. Okay, that's a single province. We can fight them off now, we may as well, frankly. Just go ahead and get rid of that problem too. And, we're dealing with this, okay. In our army, we have negative manpower in reserve, which is not exactly ideal. But I think we'll be alright at the moment with this. So, one more province to fully core. But let's go ahead and turn off our army maintenance. And we're making about 2 ducats a month, which is good. Could be better. Could be way, way, way better. But this is at least not as bad as it could be. We'll move back over to Hiss and Haifa. Core up Kirkuk. Okay, good. So if you take a look at our autonomy map, this isn't terrible. We will have to probably fight another round of rebels just because of all the autonomy lowering that we did that lasts for, I think, 15 years, something like that. Till, oh, even for more than that, wow. So that'll last through to 1521, and that'll give us some problems pretty much the whole time through. I don't think an aggressive expansion would be worth it. If we can get one more piety, well, one more toward legalism, we can get a free loan forgiven, basically. We'll leave the resident scholar for right now. I don't want to move us toward mysticism when we're so close to that good legalism boundary there. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, move 5. I can have it. Alright, well, we'll do it. Now we can use the Muslim piety interaction, but this will cost us a little bit of our technology costs decrease and our tax modifier increase. So I'm not entirely sure that we want to do it right now, but let's go ahead. So we'll debase our currency, and we'll use that piety interaction. So we didn't actually pay at all for it, and now we can come in here toward our loans. We have 2,020 in debt, which is just frankly absurd. And we can pay off one of those loans, decrease our interest payments just a little bit. Still missionary reaching 50% at Shamaki, so that's looking good. And now that we have everything cored up, and we have everything stated, we're just working on saving up for the next Admin Tech 9, as well as saving up for ideas. So I think we can actually probably count on using most of our admin points here, pushing toward Divine Supremacy, even at the cost of taking Admin Tech 9 on time. I think that's definitely worth it. Let's go ahead and take Army Tradition for battles plus 100%. This is excellent. It drives your Army Tradition up, which means that you're going to generally have a lot better generals and do a lot better in subsequent battles, which is worth its weight in gold. Speaking of, we're almost to the point where we might be able to pay off another loan here. Yeah, so this is okay. We were a bit greedy, but it's looking okay. So they're going in against Olkadir and Anaza. It's okay with me. They can do that. It's fine. We have 15.7 inflation. That'll spike again when we do our next round of renewing everything. Okay, who's a claim? Asatra. That's Biapus. That's not bad. What I'm thinking is we could do our next war against Aq Qoyonlu and just take everything here, but we don't want to do that right now. We have the governing capacity for it, but this is all even more mostly Shia lands. Yeah, those are all 4 Shia provinces. So doing that would just be, frankly, worse for us than doing nothing at all. I think let's just sit here and play the loan repayment game, as it were, for a little bit, as well as the manpower recovery game. We chose as our estate agenda to get our manpower to at least 75%. The bonus for that isn't exactly great. We don't really need the land force limit modifier plus 10%. We can't afford already to get to what our current land force limit is, which is by the way 30,000 men. We could if we didn't have debt, but we can't right now. So that's why we're playing the loan repayment game. We want to bring our army up to 30,000 men. We also want to get rid of... So, let's take a look here. Orthodox religion, local unrest plus 0.63, goods produced modifier -5, tax modifier -5. So all of that is a penalty because we have the wrong religion, and that penalty applies for every wrong religion province that we have, and even more so for heretics than heathens. So all of these Shia provinces are giving us 10% less than they should and causing unrest problems. So just getting these things converted will be a 10% bonus to our entire economy. Goods produced, tax modifier, manpower, everything. I think manpower. Could be wrong about that. Oh yeah, not manpower. Interesting. Well, everybody's wrong sometimes. Let's go ahead and take a look at our loan repayments. We can repay that lower value bank loan. We're taking things now at 147, so we don't want to be renewing anything below 147. It's a waste of our interest, frankly. We have a lot of curry favors with these two. I'm going to end that with the Mamluks. We're going to come over here and ask them for ducats. It's 107 ducats, which is pretty excellent. And we will also ask them for soldiers. We're going to come over here and ask the Ottomans for trust. We want to get the Ottomans' trust with us up to 80. That way, they probably won't switch to wanting our territory again, which I would enjoy that not happening. So we do have another missionary, and we will send him in. The progress here will be slow, and it'll cost us a little bit of money, but I think it's worth it in the long run. Let's go ahead and look at another loan repayment. We're looking for bank loans at 117 ducats. We'll pay that off. Our interest is down to 4 ducats from about 4.3 at max. So we are moving in the right direction, even if slowly. And let's see if we can get more trust. And we'll go in and ask for soldiers and Mamluks. It doesn't give us a ton, but it does push us toward completing that estate agenda. And we'll take Diplotech 8. Now we're on time across the board. We won't stay that way. In fact, some people are already at 9 on some things, so we are a little bit behind in that regard. Though nobody has reached Miltech 9 yet, that is an important one to keep up with. But let's see, if we look at our ideas, yeah, I mean, morale of armies plus 15% is amazing, and we should be moving toward that. Plus, we do want the land maintenance modifier minus 5%, and fort maintenance minus 10% for our economy, but I think we do need to keep up with Miltech 9, so we'll save for that. That's one province completed for the missionary, so we're sending now 2 to Arbil and Ganja. Keep track of that over on the right. And I think January 1st we'll call this episode as just, you know, squashing the rebels for 10 years. Plus a little bit of economy improvements, which, you know, we could be doing worse. We're getting 3.26 ducats a month. It's a lot better than we started off, you know, losing 7 or 8 ducats a month. That whole thing. And you guys can see, you know, even a couple province conversions is really, really helpful. If we look over at our stability and expansion, that religious unities is definitely still causing problems. Yeah, so we do want to fix this quite a bit. Okay, colonialism hits, and I think we'll call it there for right now. So let's see where that started. That would be in Castile, not Portugal. Huh. Well, that's unusual. But I guess kind of makes sense. And if we take a look here, France has inherited... Oh, yeah, okay. So the lowlands, the Emperor demanded lowlands, and it appears that France gave it to them rather than risk war, but France got Burgundy, so that's going to be a very strong France, although they still don't have Normandy, but I imagine that will be changing soon with their newfound strength there. Yeah, that should be changing soon, I think. Okay, thank you guys for hanging around. We'll see you in the next episode.